Hey everyone, and welcome to yet another casted game on the Age of Bison YouTube channel. I sound like Aussie Drongo. I really don't like that. We should come up with something else to say. This is the grand finals of the 2v2 the 1v1 tournament between LFS and Platypus Slayer. They are still showing up as player 1 and player 2 in this replay. We're watching this game live. This is on Mongolia. Mongolia, the map that LFS picked after, spoiler alert, losing game 1. He picks Mongolia.
This is going to be after that game, though.
Well,
it's just game 2 without game 1. Oh, hi, by the way.
I'm joined with Ulan Gaming, and this is for YouTube. So they might not have seen game 1 prior to,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I just assumed you were putting all of them in one video.
Nah. That's not how this works. So, anyways, Platypus Slayer over here, player 2, has picked Mexico as his civilization of choice, and then LFS comes and counterpicks as Russia. On the map, Mongolia, livestock map, pretty good map for Mexico with, I think there's 13 total yaks. You do get the Mongol scout, so you can find them all around the map and bring them back to your base for fast age up or to do whatever you want to do with them. And there's a yak steal, just like that. Yeah. So we're going to take a look at their decks. Now, FF start, F this. This is a map that I have seen Plat use before. I don't know what he's going to be doing, but we do know that he is going to be fast fortressing. We're going to hop over.
Has picked his deck. He's titled it Soviet Union.
This is his standard Russian deck that we've seen before. So what LFS likes to do is stick a massive blockhouses, a blockhouse wall in the middle of the map, and just spam strelets and musketeers and really force his opponent back. So it's going to be interesting to see how LFS or how Plat deals with that, knowing that this is a very popular strat for LFS to perform. Ulan Gaming, Buffalo Joe, as you're known in the server. Tell us about the matchup. What do you like for each civ regarding the matchups?
I'm gonna be honest. I play neither Mexico nor Russia, so I don't really know too much about the matchup between them. But we have an S-class musketeer in the form of the Soldado versus an S-class skirmisher in the form of the Strellet, and they're both S-class for completely opposite reasons of each other, which is kind of funny. I'll definitely be curious to see which of those come out on top. They both train in batches of 10, which is 10 population, which is kind of funny. But I'm fingers crossed. I'm hoping we get to see some natives because the Tengri are here. The new ones that came with the recent update. We have the Tengri and the Shaolin. The Shaolin are pretty good. But the Tengri are just fun. You get wolves and all sorts of stuff like that. So that's kind of what I got my fingers crossed on.
Let's see. We do have both Tengri in the middle of the base and Shaolin on the edges. So each player getting access to both of those native civilizations. Mongolia, a map with a lot of resources on it. You've got a ton of mines to the north. You've got these gold mines to the south and hunts pretty much everywhere. Fairly large map, although the players do spawn close-ish. Fairly close together in the 1v1 version. Aging with Quattrero, which, again, I'm not familiar with either of the North American civilizations, so I'm not sure what Quattrero gets you, but I do know that that is fairly standard in terms of Mexican playing style. We're going to hop over to Russia, who has 8 yaks and is going up with the quartermaster. Oh, the logistician. That makes sense.
Yeah, Quattro is the standard for Mexico because if you look at the card, the Artega reforms makes it so that when you fast fortress, you get your age up bonus twice, and then your next barracks upgrade is free. Now, your age up bonus is either going to be 500 wood or 500 coin, in all likelihood, depending on what you age up with. So it's a very good shipment that makes it so that as soon as you get to the 3rd age, you have 1,000 crates for you to collect. Very good card.
So he's going to be making a barracks, sending in 5 settlers, and really just trying at this point to build out his base. And Turtle, for what we know, the logistician is coming, or the blockhouses are coming. LFS going to H2 with the logistician so his blockhouses provide 15 population, and I believe he gets one with his age up. So doing standard Russia things to build.
Shipping medicine as well. That's an interesting one.
So his settlers train even faster. Yeah, so he does get the military wagon. Doing standard Russian things, putting the blockhouse up in transition, but getting the second one with the logistician and canceling medicine. Nope, doesn't have medicine.
Mexico
Spice trade.
Mexico just had a shipment of 3 Chinacos arrive to go with the 5 soldados that he already has out. He's training 2 more, probably going to be 3 or 4 by the time that match finishes. And holy crap, oh my god, yes, we do get a trading post from Russia. I didn't notice that. We have Tartar archers in the back of Mexico's base here. Look at that. Oh, I'm so happy. This makes me happy. I like the Tartar a lot. They have a really fast attack speed. They have...
Hey, Cole, you're ahead of me. So
okay.
I apologize for my co-caster here. He is watching the game a little bit in speed mode. He's spoiling the result for the rest of us, but we do see the raids come in here with the Tartar archers.
Fast forward a little bit. It'll go back to normal once you catch up to real time.
I cannot speed up. That doesn't work like that. So we're gonna see these raids. We're gonna see these raids come in. What if I do that? Maybe that is playing a little bit faster. I'm not sure.
It does play a little bit faster. Yeah.
Just a little bit faster. Okay, so the Mongol scout gonna run away from the Tartar archers. We're gonna hop over to player 1. LFS here is getting steel traps now, and just now starting to mass some strelets. There's 13 from the shipment. The Tatar archers gonna be sitting in front. I will say that it seems like LFS did not build these barracks up high enough, or far enough up, but he is going to push in now with 3 Tartar archers and 23 strelets. We're going to idle the...
Tartars have a very high multiplier against cavalries. They should shred the Chinacos given the opportunity.
The Chinacos, however, are also going to shred these strelets. And the Tatar archers are going to get focused down by the soldados here. More Tatar archers going to be coming in back behind. The strelets have been completely wiped. These Tatar archers are gone, basically completely evaporating. The Cossacks do come in. The Cossack shipment finally coming in for the Russian player. Going to be swinging back around as we hop over to his perspective and trying to get some more raids. Mexico, notoriously difficult to raid, because they can just post up haciendas everywhere. But LFS seeing this dead hunt here, I'm sure, and is going to chase after these villagers who decide that they want to go to the hacienda. Tartar archer base damage is so low, according to Kloster, who is watching the game. So
shipping the card that gives them the hacienda and makes the haciendas provide population. So he just got his hands on like 40 more population.
Cuatro haciendas. He's on 90 pop right now because of that card. And he's going to be putting this hacienda by this hunt that's up here and then trying to push these Cossacks out. The soldados, obviously, 2-pop unit, very powerful. Like you said, Mr. Ulan Gaming, S-Class Musketeer type unit. And really, with their high stats, our high health, are just going to be tanking Strelet shots left and right. And I really don't think Strelets are the right answer. Just
need cannons, probably. More Strelets and lots of cannons.
Yeah, you're going to need a lot more cannons.
Is that you can amass twice as many of them, of course, to the soldados, and they're dirt cheap. So
I mean, obviously,
what he needs to do is get more than 12 He needs to get like a 30-something Strelets and then a couple cannons, and he should be good.
You've got the cost effectiveness of the Strelets coming into play there, but it doesn't matter when I'm not sure we lost that Platt lost more than a couple soldado in that entire engagement.
Important factor is that when LFS engages the soldados, he needs to make sure that he finishes them off before retreating because of the existence of the Padre, who can just heal
That
during the downtime. It's a very slow heal, but it's still a heal.
a heal is a heal no matter what. So we did see Platypus Slayer ship 700 coin, who's gathering that up right now, probably looking to transition over to age 3 so he can get an age advantage on his opponent, who is, again, seemingly committed to age 2. That was a play in game 1. But again, Russia is a little bit heavier of an age 2 civ than the United States is. Russia able to maintain, as long as they have access to food and wood, can just pump out strelets left and right. Still only 2 blockhouses coming up for, I say that, and the third one literally goes down as I speak.
Yep.
So three,
All right.
so 3 blockhouses now. Unfortunately, doesn't have the eco to maintain out of 3 blockhouse, three total blockhouses. And
shipping fencing school.
now
I'm not sure that's the
shipping-
right play here. I feel like he needs raw resources. I don't know if he has the economy to work with fencing school when he's got 3 blockhouses already.
You could send economic theory, would probably be what I would send as someone who plays Russia a little bit. I would send economic theory in this situation just to get a little bit more. That's what, 15% for all.
I would probably do
10% for
700
all.
coin. I'd probably do 700 coin and try to reach for H3.
You are gathering food quite a bit. You've got the 3 villagers on coin, so you can pump out musketeers as necessary. But with this, nope, he's just going to keep on sending strelets and musketeers and commit to the age 2 play. Russia does underscore, but he's down 4,500 score early. Mexico's going to push in with these Chinacos now. Chinaco's going to be hop right on top of the strelets and do their area. Oh, no, they don't have area of effect, sorry.
No, they have Lancer multipliers, though.
But they have Lancer multipliers, so all they got to do is just get on top of these strelets, and the strelets are going to die, which is exactly what we ended up seeing. Chinaco in the back, or in the front, Soldado in the back, and just...
He lost about 3 Chinaco in that engagement, which is honestly very worth it when most of your army, as Russia, is built up with strelets.
So
I think given how replaceable all of his units are, that was actually a trade that turned out in Russia's favor there. He didn't even lose any of his Tartars.
So 47 strelets, 15 musketeers.
Here comes the 700
for the Russia player here, and there indeed is a 700 coin shipment. I'm going to go over to Platypus Slayer here, who's training Soldados and Salteadors. As we see Russia push in with this Strelet mass here, Chinaco's going to come in and try and hop on top of these Strelets. We'll see how good the Micro is from both of these players. Micro wins battles, and the Soldados, and there's the Chinaco's going to get on top of the Strelets, and they're going to start falling. Musketeers,
The Tartars are really good here. This is where the Tartars shine.
They do only have 5 ranged attack, however, so that is something important to note.
It's a 4.5 times multiplier, though, so it does perform. It's 23 damage against cavalry with 1 speed.
So right now, the Chinacos are completely wiped, but the Soldados and the Salteadors in the back are just slowly pushing and wiping this massive horde that the Russian player had. He had 47 Strelets, 15 Musketeers, and Tartar Archers, and he ended up losing it all. Essentially.
Just like that, it's refilled.
And just like that, you've got another 20 Strelets there. Machetes coming in, so Insurgente's attack and movement speed are increased. He's going to keep pumping out Chinacos to deal with these Strelets, which is probably a pretty good idea in terms of counter, just to see how fast they wipe. Advanced Church card, the Reformist Tsar now coming in for the Russian player LFS here, who neither of these players are angling for H3, it doesn't look like. Is that the right call? I mean, what do you think? Is it at this point the first person to get to H3 wins here, Ulan?
As Russia, I definitely think he needs to keep pressuring his opponent, but he needs to just do it in the annoying pepper a little bit here, a little bit there kind of way, and then back out, just so that he keeps Platt on his toes and overinvested in H2, and then I would go to H3 and get your veterancy upgrades with your church, you know, and probably make some cannons, ship some cannons. Would be how I, in my objective, like, obviously can see everything go. You know?
We do have caster's advantage here, and he does have the resources required to age up, and there's the age up click with the exiled prince. Going to be going up very fast. We're going to hop over to Platt, who is still training soldados, does not have the resources to age, will not have the resources to age very soon. LFS now building,
very quickly turn the game back over into Russia's favor here.
Now building walls and making them pillarless, which is, I think, the first time we've seen this in this tournament. Pillarless walls. Behind... Pillarless walls behind 5 blockhouses, so it's going to be really hard to push into Russia's base right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He just needs to buy himself time, basically.
Now hitting H3, does not have a shipment available. None of these trade routes up to the north have been taken.
Immediately getting westernization, if I'm not mistaken. This is the veterancy upgrades for all units.
Westernization, we'll see. Yep, Strelets got upgraded. Musketeers got upgraded. And Platt is going to push into veteran units. You know, your soldados are very good, but the last thing you want to do is sit under 5 blockhouses while your opponent is just popping out veteran Strelets like it's nobody's business. We do see the Chinako is going to come in and pop on the Strelets.
Using that gate, though. He's going to use the gate.
Not quite wiping out the units like they used to with the Chinakos. And yeah, these Strelets just going to sit back. We do see 2 of the blockhouses have been sieged down while being fired upon, and I think Platt is realizing that he needs to back out because that is not a fight he can win anymore. He's
Strelet comp coming in with 20 more Strelets. Yep, this is standard Russia.
Just
Soviet Union indeed.
Overwhelm with Strelets. Now, granted, we hop back over here, and he is popped right now. He does have the wood to rebuild this, but those two blockhouses going down is 30 pop cap for Russia. So that is fairly significant damage. Not that it particularly matters. Now 73 Strelets, 10 Musketeers, and 2 Tatar Archers. We're going to hop back over to Platt and see what he's doing. Platt is committed to H2 and doing a terrible job of pushing these deer right into the line of fire. Outpost is going to go up, so the villagers will be safe-ish from the battle that I'm sure is going to happen. Platt dedicated to H2 and making Chinakos. Here's the engagement. We got the Insurgentes going to be shooting the Strelets. Chinakos coming up to the front to try and get on top and get some damage, but between all the upgrades of veterancy and now Boyars and all the other upgrades that these Strelets have, these stage 3 Strelets are going to be enough to wipe out the entire mass. Now has a shipment in queue, and I imagine we'll end up seeing either Ransack or Strelet or Falconets come in. And at this point, we see 2,000 score.
I saw him trying to ship 19 Strelets earlier as well, so we might be seeing the 19 Strelet card potentially.
Now Russia has a slight score lead on. Oh my goodness!
Ooh, we got a revolt.
Oh, this is big. So he is revolted to
Central America.
To Central America. So a very economic-oriented revolt. Really, his only option to get back in this game, I think.
He's either going to go to H4 or he's going to lose here. This is not one that you can make settlers off of, so this game will not last much longer. Don't worry, Chase, it won't be a 40-unit game in all likelihood.
Thank goodness. So the Central America Revolt, you obviously get 1 Falconet infinite time. It costs 100 coin.
You can build Falconets as well. As you can see, the first thing he did upon revolting in Central America was drop a drop an artillery foundry and start training cannons.
So this outpost is going to go down to the massive Strelets. Walls now coming up, even more walls And at this point, yeah, this is going to be
The heavy
make or break.
cannons, the heavy cannons could make the difference, though. I really think it might be quite necessary for Russia here to build some Cossacks.
3 falconets, and it looks like the Mexico player is doing nothing but macroing 4 falconets. 28 people on coin, 5 people on wood. And the Strelet mass is going to push in and siege some of these houses. Falconet's going to be sitting in the back, waiting to get in range. And this is something that Platypus is very good at, is maintaining patience and sitting back and saying, look, I can let you siege my stuff down. I've got something planned for you in the end. And that's exactly what we're seeing. These falconets now going to start taking pot shots. Strelet's going to run away. Despite having a huge Strelet mass, running away from these falconets, I mean, I would honestly, especially with the musketeers in the back, just dive on these Strelet on the falconets and say, I will just overwhelm you. Like bees kill a wasp, you just heat death the falconets, you hop on it and vibrate it to death.
It's like he's trying to play it safer, though. He is shipping 2 falconets to try to take down the 3 falconets with some support later, which I think is as valid of an approach, specifically because he has the 2 falconet card in his deck and hasn't shipped it yet.
Is sending Sea Drill, so has ended up finding himself on mills early. 46 vills for Russia, 56 vills for Central America, and 6 Falcons now on the field for the Central America Civilization Platypus Slayer here. I am recording. I had to double check. I forgot. That would be terrible if I wasn't.
We're getting an 11 settler shipment from Mexico here.
We're going to pop up to the north here, where we see the Strelets have ran all the way around the wall and found some villagers hiding up there gathering some wood. Now this 2 Falc shipment is going to pop up, but 2 versus 6, and you just have to give it to 6. As long as these falconets decide to pop out, there we go. The falconets finally decide to pop. Both Falcons are down for Russia players, so it's 6 on 0, and
but
just
he trains 2 more. Actually,
look at this mass. 2 falconets coming out, and then the heat death of the falconets coming in potentially. How many falconets do we have left? 4 falconets for the Mexico civilization as they just pop off and wipe out the entire mass of Strelets.
Still anybody's game, although, yeah, I was just about to say this. If Russia makes even like 2 culverins, then he basically has this victory, because Mexico is dedicating most of his economy into spamming out this artillery, and the artillery is the only thing that's keeping him from getting shredded by all the Strelets. And so as soon as we get the 2 culverins that are queued out, then these Strelets that are at the bottom can really go in and do their job. He just needs to buy himself just a little bit of time.
Russia now sending 19 Strelets, has the artillery foundry. As we say this, 2 culverins come out for the Russia player, now on 61 total Strelets on the battlefield, going to try and swarm his opponent again. These culverins, one shot will take out 2 of those falconets, and that is a beautiful micro from the Russia player, who now all he has to do is push forward with 70 plus Strelets, and GG is called.
There it is.
The overwhelming amount of Strelets is what did the trick there. Give me your initial post-game analysis, Ulan.
Both players did a lot of really clever things. I don't necessarily think Revolting was the best play. I understand that he wanted the cannons, but he did age up with Cuatrero, Mexico, and so I think using the revolts to get his cannons instead of just shipping the Artega reforms so that he gets his next federal state bonus twice was kind of a mistake, especially since he actually sent that card. He just never really used it. So I think that was a little bit of a waste of a shipment there, and I probably would have aged up. I think the right play would have been to age up normally as opposed to revolting.
Yeah, and you can see obviously how fast Russia can remass. Immediately gets wiped once, not once, but twice. 115 military unit pop down to 7, and then immediately pops back up to 79. So there's not much you can do as a Mexican civilization, as any civilization can't really do that. So just the cost effectiveness, very well done from Russia to level the series up at 1-1, take it into game 3. Now, so this is game 2. That means LFS cannot play Russia until game 5. Well played to both of these players. I knew this series was going to end up being intense and very close between these two players who have fought tooth and nail to get to where they are. And Kloster, I have to agree with you. Russia can get wiped, and getting back immediately is insane. If you like this video, like and subscribe. If you want to join our next tournament, do so in the link in the description. And we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.